Cyber criminals come from all different sorts of backgrounds, but something to think about. There are reports saying that some cyber criminals aren't even aware what they're doing is illegal. I'm Beth Motter here with ZDNet's Danny Palmer. Danny, how in the world are people getting involved in cybercrime and not knowing what they're doing?
Well, researchers at the Czech Technical University, SecureWorks and GoSecure got involved in the collaborative research project where they examined how people get into cybercrime. And in some cases, this is the case where they will just do things like build phishing websites or build code that gets eventually used in malware, or generate campaigns that direct people towards websites which are used for phishing. The interesting thing for them is that in some cases, not all, they don't realize what they're doing is part of a criminal activity. They are just doing this because it's a job at the end of the day and they can make some money from it. It's quite an interesting study, this. It goes back to some research that was done last year into a botnet where people who were involved in this botnet, well, some of them were these low-level cyber criminals. And what their low level nature meant was they weren't using any sort of operational security about what they were doing. That then exposed them to cybersecurity researchers who were able to analyze their chats and what they were up to. And that led to them examining these forums, and many of these on the open web or just in chat rooms, to examine what they were doing. And they found that a lot of these people were involved in this because they just thought it was work. And it just goes to show that there's a lot of cybercrime out there, but not everyone involved in this is some cyber criminal mastermind. Some people are just trying to get by, and as this research shows, some people involved down the very bottom of the chain may not even know what they're doing is technically criminal.
That's crazy that they're doing this and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Is there a way to check? That sounds ridiculous. Is there a way to check that you're not involved in criminal activity?
I suppose at the end of the day, you'd have to sort of think about who is approaching you in this. I mean, you're legit if legitimate employer working in an office somewhere. It's probably unlikely you're going to be doing illegitimate activities, although there are cases in over the years that show that this is not necessarily the case. I guess if there's very little questioning what you're doing, or just do this, do that, or if you don't really know who is your boss in this situation, because these people are, if they're ultimately working for cyber criminals, all the cyber criminal wants is to get that code, get that website in order to help their campaign. What the interesting thing this research raises is how in many cases, the people behind this aren't making that much money. One of the researchers I spoke to likened it to a street corner drug dealer who is just pushing bits and pieces, not making loads, but the profits are going to someone further up the chain. That's happening here as well. So something that could be done in order to both stop these people getting involved in cybercrime and thus sort of cutting off some of the cybercriminal activities, get these people into legitimate roles. Now, people who are building websites have some skills in this area. So why not try to find them positions where they can use those website building skills to build actual websites rather than ones which are being used for cybercrime? There are some people who are still going to want to be involved in cybercrime, but some people are doing this because they are aware it's cybercriminal activity and they can make money from it. But there are cases where you could go a long way to stopping some of this by just drawing people away from it. These are a lot of these people are informally involved in cybercrime. They're not choosing to be in it per se, and if they had a better opportunity, they'd go take that. So maybe that's something for the cybersecurity community to look into.
All right, Danny, thank you so much for reporting on this story. As always, be sure to stay vigilant, know what you're doing online, and be intentional with what you're doing online. As always, for all things cybersecurity, be sure to stick with ZDNet. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.